don't have any problem believing what you told me about George W. Bush and his family. Okay, I don't know, but I'm not going to receive an accusation against him without more witnesses. But the point is, what does it matter? He's not the president. He's not controlling the government.
Well, for 8 years, we had on many radio stations, including...
Okay, for 8 years, those 8 years are past. We've got another president now. So what is the relevance of me concerning myself about the spiritual life of George W. Bush or his father or his grandfather?
Well, don't you think the American people need to know that his grandfather, Prescott Bush, was a Nazi lover and supporter?
And why should they know that? I mean, I'm just wondering. Now that I know that, of course I knew that before because I've heard that many times before.
Right, so why don't
how does that change my life? How does it change my Christian walk?
It gets you away from the yoke of the devil and Satan.
Wait. When was I ever under the yoke of the devil and Satan? Tell me, when was that? And how am I going to get away from it by knowing this about Prescott Bush?
Well, you know the American people are under a propaganda, media, corporate tyranny that makes Adolf Hitler look like a choir boy. You know that.
No, I don't.
Oh, in your heart.
I do know there's tyranny. I don't think it makes Adolf Hitler look like a choir boy. I think it'd take a lot to make him look like a choir boy.
We have a propaganda machine that is way more effective in this nation than Adolf Hitler and Joseph Goebbels.
That may be, but I haven't seen the outright extermination of all the Jews among us, for example.
Well, we have a spiritual extermination, but you know how the American people, if they're sort of...
Let me ask you this, Stan. Did you think at one time that America was run by Christians?
I thought it was a hybrid of people. Many of them were Christians, and
okay, well that's what it is. But yeah, I guess I've never been under the delusion that I'm living in a country run by Christians. And so when I find out, as I found out long before you told me, that the Bushes have this reputation of having been in Skull and Bones and having this sinister stuff going on, I think, oh well, okay, so they did. I knew that a lot of our rulers weren't Christians. And now I have reason to question that they were. So what?
Isn't that a gigantic dot for the American people, ability to connect the dots, that they've been deceived big time? And how are we supposed to clean house?
Okay, I think, Stan, if there's Christians listening who think it's important for us to know about the Bushes' spiritual lives right now, that they are the ones who are deceived big time, because the Bushes have no impact on my spiritual life. The Bushes have no impact on the welfare of the church that I'm aware of. Can you tell me what impact they have?
Well, you know, we've had so many ministers who say, oh, this president is such a good Christian, we need to...
I don't care. Listen, I don't care what those ministers thought, okay? Lots of people did think George W. Bush was a Christian. And by the way, I don't know that he isn't, because even if he did do what you said, I don't know whether he's been converted to Christ since those days. People can be converted out of Satanism. It's happened before.
Let's hope he will.
Well, okay, I don't know. I hope everyone will, okay? I hope everyone gets saved. But why should I be especially concerned about George W. Bush or his father or his grandfather? What impact do they have, A, on my life, B, on the church's life today?
Well, maybe not particularly on your life, but the American people en masse are kept in a cloud of darkness about this issue, and they still respect Mr. Bush as a Christian. It's the point of it.
I don't follow you. So they think he's a Christian. Are they going to vote for him? Are you afraid they're going to vote for him?
Well, millions of people thought he was a good Christian boy.
Okay, I'm asking you, what does it matter what we think? Suppose I think that John F. Kennedy was a Satanist. Is that important for me to know?
I think so, if that's the case.
Why? What value does that knowledge have to me?
Oh, it means that our media, our corporate structure was keeping this information from the people.
So don't we all know that the media are untrustworthy? If we don't know that, we should illustrate with things much more relevant to our lives than what George W. Bush's grandfather was doing during Nazi time. What does that matter? What does that matter now?
Well, imagine if the average priest, minister, and rabbi would tell their congregation what you just said. What? The media cannot be trusted. They're a bunch of corporate liars and propagandists. The country is under an evil, satanic tyranny of men who claim to be Christian or Jewish or whatever. And
you know what, Stan? Something you don't seem to understand is all nations are under a satanic conspiracy. Are you not aware of that?
I'm aware that...
Are you aware of any nation that is not?